Good morning guys and welcome! One of the most common reasons why people travel to Sweden and Stockholm is our well-preserved medieval history and the old quarters of the old town. But there is another very important historical object located here in the city center, and it's actually one of the only ones preserved in the whole world. And according to TripAdvisor, it's the top attraction in all of Stockholm actually. So today I thought we were gonna check this 17th century Swedish warship out, so join me! Well, check this place out guys. Looks like a castle, but it's actually a museum. But you can see the towers and the entrance is over here. There is even, let's see if we can walk around the pile of snow here, but there is a man on a horse in front of the entrance. But it's a massive place, but it's called the Nordic Museum. And I don't know if this place always has been a museum or if the building has been used for something else in the past. But according to many and according to a lot of articles that you can read online, if you search for like a most beautiful building in Stockholm, this place seems to come up on top pretty much every time. And I haven't seen anything similar all over Stockholm, so it's a pretty unique building, even architecture wise. And here you can see some small stars on top of these ones, and of course the towers on top and the man on a horse. And it seems like this place, let's see if we can walk over here and see what it says. It says 1654 to 1660. Freden Roskilde, 1658. Seems to be some kind of peace monument or something. I don't even know if this is 400 years old, but maybe. Or if it's just the man on the horse. But I have to say, pretty impressive. Well, let's continue and find our 17th century ship. We're getting closer, but I'm ended up on the other side of that beautiful castle museum thing. And you can see on this side, you'll see the tower on top, a lot more beautiful than on the other side. It's not covered by the two smaller ones. And even here they have a beautiful garden and a cafe. And during the summers, there's probably some flowers and stuff on these trees over here, and I can see some lightning also. And check this fence out. It looks like a steel fence. And wow, this looks also pretty cool, like a brick building with a small chimney on top, you can see. And here it's actually looks like an old wall. Don't really know what it is. It looks also like a small watchtower. And I can even see a small steel flag on the top there. It says 1825. Maybe this was for protection back in the days. There is actually on the small, I don't even know if it's a watchtower, but it looks like, check it out, it's just even a door here. And I can see the small hinge over here. But our destination is just in front of me. It's not even as close to as impressive as that place. But if I'm not mistaken, they moved this boat many years ago to this place and they built the building around it. I'm not sure if that's true. But I guess we will figure that out pretty soon. So we'll be there in probably a minute. So, as you can see on the sign just next to me here, the name is Vasa Museet. And that's where the boat is located. And I can see already the shape of the building. And I guess the boat is located in this high area over here. And they already decorated, I can see outside on the building with some masts and stuff. Just for location, here you have the Nordic Museum, so just behind that. And also it's 170 SEK for an adult as an entrance fee, which is $15 US, something like that. And it's open 10 AM to 5 PM, it says. So yeah, let's go in and see if we can find that boat. Check this ship out guys. It's a 17th century Swedish warship. And it's 98% original. And it spent 333 years on the bottom of the sea, just outside Stockholm city. And it was supposed to sail from the coast here in 1628. but it just made it 1,000 meters before it sank actually. But I thought we were gonna visit the museum and take a walk around the boat, and the entrance to the museum is actually over here. And just to your right, when you come in, you can leave your luggage or your jacket over here. And then they have a movie room over here where you can watch a 20-minute timepiece of the history of this ship and what happened and how they got it back into the shape that it is today. So this is the front of the ship, and I thought we were gonna take a walk around the ship this way, and it's actually a few stories because it's 53 meters high, and we're gonna end up at the bottom. So let's start on this side and see what we can find. So you can see some nice wooden sculptures over here, and a lot of cannon holes in the hull of the boat. And the deck, of course. This ship was supposed to carry 450 men, I believe. And check it out, and the masts all the way up here. I guess the ropes and stuff are some of the 2% that's not original. And you are today not allowed to enter the boat, of course, but I guess some that's actually working on preserving this ship is probably working there every day. And here we have some other, you can actually see down in the hull over here. Check it out how high it is. It's a massive ship. And there are some information all along the area over here where you can, if you're historically interested, it will tell you probably more than you need to know. And you can see even here on the latches, they have like a, looks like a lion or something. Some of the latches doesn't, but they have a rope on every one of them. Maybe that's some of the pieces that's missing. Here you can probably see one of the new pieces. The old ones looks very dark, wooden wise. Supposed to be an oak ship, actually. And back in the days, this was painted, of course, or parts of it. And today, it's of course looking all brown. I guess these are some of the color schemes, maybe that they thought was from the original time. Yeah, check it out from here. There was supposed to be 700 of those wooden carvings. That's are accessories all over the boat, actually. And behind of the boat, it looks like this. It's probably the most wooden sculptured part of all the boats. Check it out. You'll see here. You have the lines. And a lot of. Looks very mean, of course. It was a warship. Even some warriors over here. Yeah, check it out. Yeah. Wow. And if you're here and want like a tour guide or something, you can of course book that one too. And there are tour for groups or privates. Now I'll check it out from this side. And you can see all the cannon holes on the side here. I believe it was 60 plus something, 64 cannons, and most of them are preserved, if I'm not mistaken, but they were actually brought up back in the days, and some of them they still looking after actually. They're probably sold and shipped all over the world. Alright, let's continue on this side. Here is a picture of what they believe it looked like. Sailing 1,000 meters. Let's see what more we can see. Yeah, here. Probably, maybe this is some sculptures. Let's see what it says. Yeah, check it out. Don't know what's going on over here. But I mean, it's a museum piece. Maybe here are some of the fabrics or the old pieces. Yeah, check it out. Yes, we thought these are probably the original ones of the ropes, and maybe the sails you can see over here. That, of course, after 333 years on the sea bottom, is not in great condition, I guess. Oh wow, check this out. This whole piece is actually one of the sails. Top gallant sail, it says. There are supposed to be, I think, some of the cannons actually one floor down. So let's see if we can find our way to the next floor. Alright, so next level. Here we can see the cannon holes much closer than the front of the ship. Check it out, it's a big line here in the front. And we can see all the cannon holes over here in the hull of the ship. And even here you can see the lion. Looks to be a warrior with a shield here as well. All carved in wood, and even here you can see some of the warriors. It would be nice to actually walk on it, but sadly that's prohibited. But check it out, here you can see maybe even closer, just a half line space here. Some of the latches, as we saw from upstairs, are missing. I don't know if there was maybe heads on all of these before, I'm not really sure. But yeah, look how high it is. And here you can see all the steel bolts that they are removing and putting in new ones at the moment. And they have already been doing that since 2011, so I think it's close to 12 years already, and they had more than 1,000 left, and they had 5,000 when they started. Yeah, but check this out, it looks very beautiful. I can even see a small hole here. It's probably a warrior back in the days. Was keeping a watch of what's going on before it sank. Alright, I guess we continue another stair down and see it from level 2. We were actually starting at level 4. Maybe that was the wrong place, but that's how we're gonna do it. So now it's the next one. And I believe maybe it's this floor where there are some other museum pieces also. But here we can see it from up front. This is how they keep it steady nowadays, you can see here. And the reason for them to change all those bolts, by the way, was because the ship is a wooden ship and it was moving 1 millimeter per year with the old ones. So they are changing them for new ones so they can slow down that process and keep this ship alive for a longer period of time. And here I don't know if we can see inside, but yeah, here, so all these holes, they were cannons sticking out. And I mean, you can imagine all those cannon holes. It was a pretty spectacular warship back in the days. And it was actually supposed to be the coolest warship in the Baltic Sea back in the days when Sweden were in war with Poland, for example, and a few other countries. And this was supposed to be the masterpiece of all the ships. Here is even a cafe, by the way, or a restaurant, if you getting hungry during your tour. And here we can see from underneath, from the backside. Yeah, check it out. It's massive. And I guess all those holes and stuff were for watching. Even here we have from the backside too latches where they're probably facing cannons back in the days too. And this piece I don't even know what it's called, probably for steering. And there was actually, here are some other pieces Or here we can see a full piece actually of what they thought it looked like when it was in color. And even here you can see some of the golden pieces, and of course those scary looking kids. And over here we have some of the colors that were probably used back in the days. We have some mountain green, it seems like, iron oxide red, cinnabar, mountain blue. Yeah, you can see it's not the same color as we use today, and that's why probably most of them got lost during those years. I mean, 330 years on the sea bottom, I don't believe many color, even up today, would manage to be in good condition. It's like a small latch over here. I don't really know where the anchor was supposed to be attached, but I saw there was a big massive anchor over here, which we're probably gonna see at the end of the trip. And here is a small boat. Maybe this was for bringing ship or the crew into shore, if it was low tide or something, maybe back in the days. Here you can see probably how the old persons were dressed them back in the days. I would look pretty awesome in that one, or that hat maybe. Yeah, check it out. Some barrels, maybe some paintings from how it looked in the harbor back in the days. Here's another Vasa piece. It's probably just before it sank. Looks like it's laying on its side. There was 30 something people that died when it was going down, and the rest, I think there was, as I said, meant for 450, and there was basically a whole city here. I mean, it was supposed to travel over the Baltic Sea. I'm gonna show you. This is the kind of ship thing of Stockholm today, where they have like a harbor and they fixing boats and stuff. All right, let's see what more we can find. Here are actually a big map carved out of wood. So now, as you know, Stockholm is located right here, and I think this ship was supposed to sail somewhere around this area, but yeah, it sank before it even got out of water. So, but there were probably hundreds of boats, probably not exactly looking like this one, but probably pretty similar. And here is another piece if you want to check out what it looked like from the inside. Here you can see the cannon sticking out the cannon holes over here, and a lot of storage space in the bottom, and even a lot of stones to probably keep it as steady as possible. Alright, let's continue to the next session. Space that I missed. Wow, check this out. Maybe this was actually what it looked like inside the boat. Yeah, looks like some seating areas. And here you maybe can see how the deck looked like from underneath. We have a wooden table over here. Even those small windows in the hull. And here you can see even a model of how it looked where the cannons were. Check it out. Oh, it's a massive piece actually. Yeah, and maybe hope it comes through on camera. The decoration looks pretty cool. And here it looks like some kind of animal. I don't know what it is. Maybe bear? I don't know. Yeah, and here you have the big. Yeah, maybe it comes through better on this one. It's very low ceiling here, I have to say. A lot of people probably hit their head running around here, especially while it was sinking. Alright, so I guess, this was probably, as you can imagine, continued for a long, this is probably 3 cannon holes. And as you can see over here, there are a lot. We'll see, because I think I spotted a few other cannons over here, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, check this out. Here is a piece of how it looked when there was a lot of people working on it. Yeah. Here was probably the upper class, and here you have the cannons in the back, by the way. Maybe some storage for the food and everything down here. And you can see all the stones in the bottom, making it all more steady. And here it looks like they have the kitchen in the middle, cooking for all the staff. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Looks a lot different when you see it in that perspective. Wow, check it out, this hat. An expensive hat or a simple cap? Well, probably nobody will use that today. Yeah, check it out. Here we even have some shoes or boots. And even, yeah, you can see in some kind of jacket. Well, looks like my leather boots. What? Oh. Not much have changed shoe-wise, obviously, in the last 400 years. What more can we see? Here we have some pottery and stuff. Yeah, check it out. On the Admirer's table. So some Swedish fashion, which spread nobility in the 17th century. Yeah, you can see even the glass pieces over here. But check this out, looks very nice. Stoneware flask imported from Germany. Obviously some German pieces. And here we have what they were cooking in. Yeah, they probably had a fire on this brick foundation in the center of the boat. Probably also to keep it warm. Probably as a effect of it anyway. Probably wasn't the purpose. Here we have some wooden barrels. As you can see. Wow, check this pottery out. This looks very beautiful actually, even for today. Similar to a lot of Swedish modern aesthetics actually, with porcelain. Sadly, a few of them are broken, of course, after spending such a long time on the bottom of the sea. This color here, actually the green one, is very popular today. Here it looks like some weapons, or pieces of some weapons. Well, here they even have, of course they had some mutton bones and chicken bones and codfish bones. They needed to eat, of course, so the storage of food must have been pretty massive with that amount of people working on the boats, of course. Alright, I think I can spot a few of the original cannons over here too. Yeah, check it out. It says prepare for battle. In Swedish, want to learn, load, aim and fire. Wow, check it out. Here you can see the steel carvings. Yeah, it's probably bronze. Probably said somewhere here. Here's one of the pieces to probably load them. Yeah. Ladle in English. So you're probably using that piece, removing this piece over here, and yeah, check it out. Wonder if it's the same wood that was used for the boats. Maybe. Here are some other pieces. Let's see what this is. Looks like a modern mine, actually. Let's see what it says. Ah, it's a bullet. Oh my goodness, I don't wanna... That bullet. I don't wanna face that one. But these are just size-wise, if you wanna compare. These are probably just... These are the original, I guess. And here you have some old musket in English size. It's pretty long, actually. This is the piece that's left from the original one. And here is actually a sword. I have to see. Wow, check it out. This is what it looks like. Probably from back in the days. The details over here, it's not much left from the original one. Here we have a better piece. Here you can see. I wonder if this is wood. Yeah, it looked like wooden one. And the sword is probably inside. Here is probably what it looks like after one of those bullets have hit the side of the boat. I don't know, I mean, it's not that, I mean, I guess there's probably a few of those needed to make that ship sink. And you have to aim for the right spot on the boat also, I guess. But let's continue down to the boat again. So here is a miniature of the actual boat. It's probably 5 meters long, something like that. And you can see with the sails and everything, and even the sails in the front. The Swedish flag, of course, over here. Oops. And here you can see even a person sitting here. Yeah, here, as I was thinking of earlier, there's supposed to be a lion on all the latches. And here we have the colors, all the red ones. And of course the original oak color. If you want to compare, probably ish how it looked like from back in the days. And after spending 333 years on the sea bottom, this is more what it looks like. So the color wise, it's very different. But they know, as they told me on the movie from inside there, there was one inside the lion's mouth. There was still some red color remaining. So that's where they got their color from. Alright, let's head down to the bottom and see what it looks like from underneath, and also the anchor and the smaller boats. From down here you can kind of start to see how high it is. And here we can see the smaller wooden boats. I have to go down and see what it's called. Maybe it has a name. Or of course it has a name. And it's a lot smaller. Maybe we can see there are a few people standing there reading. Oh, they're leaving. So here, this is the Vasa's longboat. It's a 12 meter long and was rowed or sailed. It was mainly used for communication with other ships or to shore. Alright, so that's what I was guessing. So maybe this ship was anchored just, you know, probably 100 meters or something if it was not that deep, closer to shore, and they were using this boat to transport goods and people closer to the... Whoa, wow, check this out, by the way. This looks like a whole It's a Stockholm yard in 1627. Wow, check it out. Here you have all the places where they were building boats back in the days, and here you can even see what it looked like. And one of the small villages from back in the days. Yeah, this is very well made. The small rowboats here, you can see. Actually, this is pretty fun, but many people don't know, but Stockholm is in English, actually, if you want to translate it, a log city. And that was because this part of Stockholm back in the days was kind of a receiving area for logs. So as you can see here, they were transporting logs on the water. So maybe they were coming on the stream and they were receiving them in the city center. And here you can see also a beautiful piece. This was really well made. Wow, looks pretty cool, I have to say. And also to add, this is a very humid place, just to keep the boats in good condition. Yeah, check it out. And here you can see closer up the steel bolts. And of course, like this one, for example, of course, is a new one. But I don't know if every bolt on all the ships are changed or if it's just the needed ones. Here you can see some of the tools that they were using, probably to build the boats back in the days. Here you have like an old axe and a saw. Don't know the English word for everything here, but you for sure recognize a few of those pieces, just to make sure that parts are 90 degrees. And here, of course, probably some carving tools. And here you can see how it looked like when they started. And also some other pieces. Even here you can see some of the bolts, what they were looking like from back in the days, which are now probably, some of them are changed to a new modern one. As you can see here, for example, all these bolts over here are modern ones, probably for preservation costs. But here you can see how they were building. It's a scale 1 to 75, by the way. Here is when the bottom of the hull is now completed, you can see. And here is, I don't know what this part is called. Looks pretty cool. And here it looks like I have more of the original tools that spend a lot of time on the bottom. Even here I can recognize some of the tools that they were showing off on the wall over there. But let's head over to the anchor. It looks absolutely massive, and I can understand that because this ship is big. Here from, I mean, maybe you can, just for preference, but I mean the biggest sail is probably the one up here. And just for support, while it's standing here in the museum, using some steel support. And I can see between the ship and the steel supports they are using some wood pieces. And here we have the anchor, just for me as a reference, but this is very big. I mean, it's probably just laying on its side here, probably 5-6 meters high. You can see the top over here, and this one is to keep it safe when it was docked. Or, well, you can see the triangle pieces over here. I don't know if they are exactly the same size. Looks very similar. And here we have some other different ones, actually, like different pieces, like different sizes. This is also a very big one. But check it out, here you have the front of the butts and all the cannon holes over here. And you even have a cannon down here. Let's walk to the other side. It's a pretty cool experience, actually. This is a place where most, like, if you go to Swedish school, they will bring you here, like your class. They will show you around. So it's one of those timepieces in Swedish history that you probably kind of have to see. So it's pretty cool that it's so popular also for tourists coming here. And I can understand that after watching it. Oh wow, it's pretty long too. I don't know how long it is actually. Probably 70, I would guess. I'm just guessing now, so don't take my word for that. Oh, check, here is someone that he's called Adam. He was 35 to 40 years old and 160 centimeters tall. There was actually a few skeletons that was found and preserved on the sea bottom. And one of them was very well preserved actually, with some on the biological parts as the brain and the hair, and some of the clothing were still intact on the body actually. Maybe that's actually right here, surprisingly. Wow, check it out, this one. This is one of the skeletons that they found on the ship. And one, they told me in the movie in the beginning that he was stuck under one of the cannons while the ship was probably laying on its side. So he got stuck while it was sinking. Wow, check it out. You can see all the teeth and the ribs and the spine and everything. It's a lot of people here. Even the small bones in the hands you can see. There are tons of people. This guy is called David, and you have Adam over there. I don't know if that was the Adam they talked about. And there's Philip. Hello, Adam. Yeah, probably seen better days. But here we have some other. These were pretty cool. They looked a little bit different. Kind of. I mean, it was probably just the style of clothing. He was Gustav, 40 to 45, 160. It was a little bit shorter, probably because of the food. Here we have Johan, 45 to 50 years old, and 160. Seems like 160, 165 was a common height back in the days. The average height in Sweden today is 180, something like that. Here is some history of those people also, Adam and David and Beata. Alright, let's see what we can find on the other side. Here's the back side of the ship again. Here we can see from underneath. It's absolutely massive, and you see the cannon holes over here. Yeah, it's a pretty cool ship, I have to say. It's well worth a visit. And as I said, $15 US for, I mean, you can probably, I mean, if you want to read all the information and do everything and take like the guided tour and stuff, you can probably spend a few hours here, easy. I've been here for probably just over an hour, something like that, and I can easily spend probably an hour more. But I think that's more than enough. I mean, of course, it depends how interested you are. Alright guys, so that's enough of a 17th century Swedish warship for today. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao!